Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. So I'm surrounded by papers today and I've got an earworm. Yeah, you know when you get a song stuck in your head? The Verve's Bittersweet Symphony, which I don't think actually is suited to the acoustic guitar. But anyway, that's in my head. It's buzzing round. Lots of other things buzzing round as well. Hopefully no insects today. But I'm rambling. What are we doing? Well, we are going to have a go at an older puzzle. It's called Serpent With A Lisp, and it's by Lutterot. I could be saying this so badly. I did look on our catalogue, and we have featured this constructor once before, back in the middle of 2023. And the reason we're going to have a look at this today is we've had a couple of very recent recommendations to try this, and apparently it is brilliant. It's got a rule set I haven't really seen before, where we've got to build a sort of snake pattern in the grid, but you can only turn the snake on the digits 1 and 9. And then any straight section of the snake has to operate like a thermometer, which I thought was a fabulous idea. And I'm really looking forward to trying this. I found it on Logic Masters, and it's got 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty. So hopefully it won't be too challenging. But the logic in it is meant to be lovely. So do have a go at it if you get the chance, and you've got a bit of time free. But I'll read you the rules anyway in a moment or two's time. Now, what else do I have to mention today? Oh, first things first. If I'm lucky, I'll get a phone call about my car. And if that happens, I will just have to pause to see what the garage has to say. They seem to know what's wrong with it. And of course, it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix, but hopefully it will be fixable. That is a very important thing to me at the moment, as I am without transport. Now, what else? There's lots of things going on. There's just lots of things going on around the channel. We've got a brand new app out, Classic Sudoku, Volume 2. It's fabulous, and this is that's a little picture of the first puzzle. So Classic Sudokus, all handmade, of course, by some of the greatest constructors of Classic Sudokus in the world, including, as you can see there, the incredible Japanese company Nikkei. Who have a whole stable of constructors who are very dear to my own heart. People like Okuyama, and if you've been watching the channel for many years, you will know the regard in which I hold Okuyama's Classic Sudoku. I think we've done a couple of Okuyama puzzles on the channel, but not for many years. Anyway, this is very, very worthwhile. Check it out. And over on Patreon, we've got our competition running. Put out more flags. Closing date's the 20th. Still loads of time left. Let's see where we're up to. 587 yesterday and 587, yeah, 627. So, I mean, it's gone up again. Another 40 people have managed to solve all the puzzles. It's really terrific solving. And if you haven't started yet, you're not one of the 1,500 who's got through the first puzzle. Do have a go. You'll get through the puzzles. If you get stuck, go over to the Discord server. There's a channel there for Patreon members, and there are definitely hints available. So check those out. We know we need to schedule a new blueprint stream. It'll probably be next Monday. I'm just waiting for Mark to confirm. So as soon as I know, I'll schedule it. So click the bell icon if you haven't clicked it, and you should get a notification. And let's do some birthdays, because I have some birthdays to do. Actually, we'll start off with Brad. Brad, you're down there in Helston in Cornwall. Cornwall is my favourite county in England. And I know it's your birthday because your girlfriend Katie wrote to me and said you might like a shout out. I hope that's true. Why is Cornwall my favourite county? It's because I go there at least once a year, and I have done since the year I was born. And I always go to the same place. I am nothing if not a creature of habit. I go to a little village on the north coast called St Agnes. And in fact, I don't know if is that attached to the wall. Hang on. Might be able to. Okay, this is probably not going to work. Can you see that on the? You might be able to see that on the camera. It might be a bit dusty. I hope you could see that. That is my favourite beach on planet Earth. And kudos to anybody. If anybody can, there is that activity where people can identify things just from pictures. Well, that's a challenge. See if you can guess where that is. Anyone who gets it will get a like in the comments, for sure. But Brad, anyway, happy birthday. I hope you have a great one, and I hope the chocolate cake is very fine. Next, Ryan. Ryan, it's your birthday, and I know this because your dear friend Elena wrote to me and said, I think the two of you are very busy at the moment with working, and you're a first year teaching maths, which is a great thing to do. Something I always wanted to do before I got trapped on the corporate treadmill. So anyway, Ryan, have a great birthday today. And Elena told me that when the two of you do get together, these wonderful puzzles that we get to solve are a topic of conversation. And she wishes you the happiest of birthdays and a fantastic year ahead. And so do I. Next, Erin. Erin, you've just arrived in England, I think. I know this because your mum, Jane, wrote to me and said that you were sort of excited to come to the home of Cracking the Cryptic. That can't be true. But I hope you have a brilliant day. No, your birthday was on Monday, wasn't it? But you may have been travelling then. I only got the message about it being your birthday on Monday last night. So I don't feel quite as guilty as I often do for being late with a birthday announcement. But I hope you enjoy your visit to the country. And I hope... Oh, I am sorry about the weather. Actually, the weather's terrible. It's terrible. And if you're around Covent Garden this evening, we might bump into each other because I am making a rare excursion out of my Surrey attic and going out to dinner with an old friend. Next, Eve. Eve, you've turned 60 today. Many congratulations. Your son Lucas wrote to me. Actually, well, it is today for you because by the time this video goes live, assuming I can solve the puzzle, it will be the 13th of November, which is your birthday. You're down there in Australia. So hopefully I've got the timing right. And I know that you watch before work and you very much enjoy telling me when I'm missing the obvious. I'm sorry. I definitely don't like missing the obvious. There is nothing worse. But Eve, I hope you have a great birthday today. I've no doubt your weather down there is somewhat better than it is here. And then finally... Didi, who's, I think you might be Dimitri fully, but Didi, possibly in Serbia. I'm guessing that. I got an email that said 8 of your friends, and this might be including Mina, wanted to wish you happy birthday today. Now, I don't know the name of these friends, but hopefully this will mean something to you. If you are, Didi, watching from probably Serbia, and you have 8 friends who know you watch Cracking the Cryptic, then those are the 8 friends you need to say thank you to. And Didi, I hope you have a great birthday today. Many happy returns, and I hope the chocolate cake is ever so splendid. That's all the news. Let's have a look at Serpent With A Lisp, which I definitely tried to pronounce without lisping, by Lutterot. Lutterot. I don't know how to say this. By Lutterot. One of those things. The rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we're going to have to put the digits... Oh, oopsie. We're going to have to put digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Then we have to shade some cells such that they form a snake, which is a 1-cell wide string of orthogonally connected cells. The snake doesn't touch itself orthogonally. Its head and tail are the grey circles. Okay. And it visits each box at least once. So however we join this snake up, we've got to make sure we go through... no, I'm going to mess this up, aren't I? Maybe I'll go that way instead then. This might work better. There we go. That could be a possible way of doing the snake. I think the snake has visited every box. And just to make it clear, this rule about orthogonal connections means that we can't claim that this is a snake. Because these two cells do touch one another, but only at a point, and that is not sufficient for an orthogonal connection. Actually, one thing we should probably talk about as well is it said the snake can't touch itself orthogonally. Now I take that to mean that it might be able to touch itself diagonally. So how might that happen? Like that. I mean, okay, so let's draw that snake. So I think this could be a snake that goes in the puzzle, because these cells, that sometimes when we do snake puzzles, there's a rule that says the snake can't touch itself not even diagonally, but here it does seem to be possible. So we have to allow that to be, in terms of other logic that we're going to try and apply to the puzzle, we'll have to allow for this possibility. Right, now here's another rule that's interesting. It says the snake only bends and ends on digits 1 and 9. So if this was the snake, that would have to be a 1, because it couldn't be a 9. Then that would be a 9. So it's sort of going to go with 1s and 9s on the turns, which is immediately quite interesting. And the straight parts of the snake are thermometers. So let's just think about this. So if this was a 1 and this was a 9 and this was a 1 again, this section here would act as a thermometer, which means that the digits on the straight, it says the digits on the straight parts of the snake are thermometers. Digits are in increasing order along each straight part. So if this was a 5, this digit would have to be 6, 7 or 8, because if it was 4, the digits haven't increased along this segment, haven't they? They've gone 1, 5, 4, 9. That's not an increasing sequence, so that wouldn't work. And there's one more rule. It says the white circles are not on, so I've drawn this wrong. The white circles are not on the snake, so that wasn't meant to be on the snake. And each contains a different digit. Okay. These digits indicate how many of their orthogonally and diagonally adjacent cells are snake cells. So they're sort of minesweepers. So they're counting. So in this example, this would be a 4, because it sees in its environment, in the cells surrounding it, it sees 4 snake cells. This one would be a 2. That one would be a 1. That would actually work. That would be a 3. This one is wrong because it's touching the snake, which is not allowed. So they are all of the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Oh, and now my phone is... You know when WhatsApp starts to buzz? That's never a good thing. It is buzzing, but it's not the garage, at least not yet. Right, so these cells were off the snake, weren't they? So we better have an off the snake colour, and that will be lime green. And then we'll have a snake colour, and that will be purple. We'll have a purple snake today. Now, it said the ends of the snake were 1s and 9s, didn't it? So that's got to be a 1 or a 9. And the snake has to visit every box. Is it necessary that the snake visits all the 1s and 9s? No, I mean, it might turn out to, but I don't think it has to. So we don't know the snake goes through this point. I mean, there are some cells I can see the snake can never get to. I mean, the snake can never go down here because it couldn't ever get out again. So these are going to be green. Yeah, the snake can't go into this cell because if it did, it will turn, and then as it tries to escape, it will touch itself, and that's too naughty for words. That's definitely not allowed. Okay, so we're going to have to... Well, okay, I can see how to start now. I was about to say we're going to have to think about how to start, but I have spotted something. This cell can't be a 0, because 0 is not a valid Sudoku number. But we're counting how many of those cells are on the snake, and the only cell that can be is this one. So I think that has to be a 1, and the snake and this is a corner because these are the only ends of the snake, so the snake is doing this, and the snake can't touch itself orthogonally, so we can do that, so the snake goes there. And that's very lovely. But what does it mean? This cell, I was going to say is 2, 3 or 4, but it can't actually be 4 because we get a given digit, so that's 2 or 3. So this cell is off the snake, because if that's on the snake, again that would be a corner of the snake, and this digit would be a 4, which it can't be. So this is not on the snake. Oh, hang on. The snake only turns on 1s and 9s. It's turned there, and that can't be a 1, so that's a 9. Oh, wait. Oh, this is really interesting straight away, actually. Okay, here is a weird point. This section of snake here has to turn somewhere, but it actually can't turn in box 7 at all. Because to turn, the turn that's going to happen along here somewhere is going to be a 1, because it can't be a 9 by Sudoku. And the snake can't just plough into the sort of west side of the grid and then go off to California. It might want to, but it can't. So doesn't one of those have to be a 1? I think. Because these can't be 1. And the snake either is turning there, which would make this cell a 2, and that would make this cell a 3, because these have to be different. Oh, this is lovely. Oh no, it's really easy. Well, it's not easy, but I'm okay. This is really, really like this. Okay, this cell, it sees 1 and 9, so it can't be a turn. So the snake has to go there. Now the snake can never get here. This cell is now a 2, and that means this cell, this can't be 1. Because if this is 1, the snake turns up there, and because we can't have the snake touching itself, neither of these cells could be on the snake, and this would also be a 2. That's beautiful. So this has got to be a 1. It's where the snake therefore turns. Ah, right. Okay, that's interesting. So the snake is turning. It could have turned south, but it can't, because to turn south this would be a 4, and this 4 is doing the duty of stopping that from happening. So it must turn north. This digit is now a 3. Those 2 digits are definitely off the snake, because the snake would be orthogonally touching itself, which means this digit is off the snake. Yeah, this is so good. This is so good. Right. Now we've got this requirement that says the snake visits box 7. Now imagine the snake just went up here and closed itself. How would we get the snake in and out of box 7? You couldn't do it. There's not enough space to perform the necessary manoeuvre. It is not a London taxi that can turn on a sixpence. It's more of a juggernaut, and it can't. So the snake's only opportunity to go into box 7 is to go through this cell. So it's sort of going through Scylla and Charybdis here. And therefore these 2 cells are not on the snake, because the snake would, again, it would touch itself. Oh, so it probably is going to bump it. Oh, this has to be a 9. Sorry, I keep forgetting. And now, yeah, again, it's the same logic that we learnt in this row. If we try and turn the snake in it from this cell, this would need to be a 1, which it can't be. So we do bump into this. We can't go down or we get cul-de-sac. So we're going to turn up. We can't touch ourselves. We've got to go up further. And there's going to be, so we can't turn in that cell, because the turn in this column is going to be with a 9. And obviously you can't write 9 into this cell. And this one, sorry, I'm not quite seeing what I have to do here. Let me just check the rules. Have I misremembered it? Have I forgotten a rule here? It's got to go into all the boxes. That might be constraining. No, I don't think that that's going to specify enough. It only bends on 1s and 9s. Oh, the thermometers. Oh, and the white, hang on, the white circles are all different digits as well. That's very difficult. Yeah, that's okay. Let's think about that for a second. The white circles are all different. Now I've already had 1, 2 and 3, and none of these could be 8. The reason they couldn't be 8 is, imagine that this was an 8. Well, that would say every single cell around the circle was a snake cell, and we'd have a circle around it, and that's a sort of, what's that thing called, a caduceus or something. We can't have that. We can't have a sort of snake that eats its own end, because these are the start and ends of the snake. So that can't be a 7. It's got 2 cells here. The most that could be would be 6. If this was 7, no, that could be a 7, I think. Oh no, hang on a moment. Actually, that is, I can't quite work this one out, but thinking about this one has told me about this one. That can't be a 7. Yeah, this is a weird point, actually. Yeah, this puzzle is really, I love this rule set. It's very interesting. Right, how could this be a 7? And the reason I think there's a problem with that is, am I not going to end up with too many turns in the box? Because to make a snake of lengths, or to make 7 of these cells purple, I mean, I think the only option, frankly, is going to be that. You can't do that. That's going to strand the snake. And this is not a branch of the snake, so it would have to be that. And if I just sketch that in for a moment, I've got a turn here, I've got a turn here, and I've got a turn here. So all 3 of these would need to be 1s and 9s, and that's not going to work. So I don't think that can be 7. But what got me wondering about this was this one, actually. How could this be 7? I wonder if that's why this 9 is here. I just don't think it can be, because we'd have to decide which cell of these 8 cells is not on the snake, and that's going to have to allow the snake not to branch. We can't say, it's this one, and then have the snake doing that, because the snake's therefore branched. You can see that's just silly. We've created a sort of weird, not a snake. Therefore, the snake is either doing this, and that doesn't work in row 3, because in row 3 I've got this turning point, and that's a 9, so I haven't got enough turning points. Or I do this, but that doesn't work for the same reason, because this cell here, row 3, column 1, let me just sketch it in, that can't be the end of the snake. The snake has to turn again. So these would be 2 turning points in a row with 1 9 already in it. You can't do it. So I think that is not a 7. And that only leaves one of these circles with the opportunity to be a 7. Now this is going to be more complicated though, because what we don't know is that what it means is there's going to be a gap, isn't there? Yeah, it's lovely actually. What do I mean by gap? I mean exactly one of these cells is green and all the rest of them are purple. So I just sketched in that as a possibility. Now can you see the problem there? The problem there is that cannot be right because this is a turn and that's a turn and I've already got a 9 in the box. So that simply doesn't work. Therefore we know that that is definitely purple. I mean that... Oh, hang on. No, this can't be the gap because the snake would have to look like that and it's branched off the 9. So that's definitely in. Right, and if that's definitely in, that's not a snake end. So the snake is doing this. We've got to be really careful here. I quite like the thought it might be that, actually. Because this could then just continue and it wouldn't be a turn. These would both be turns, but there doesn't seem to be 1s and 9s in the box. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, this can't be the gap because that would be those would be the 7 and the snake would branch again. So that's in. This can't be the gap because again the snake would branch. So it's one of these two is the gap. Now, yeah, if this is the gap, we've got too many turns in the box. We've got a turn here and a turn here, and we've already got a 9. So this is not the gap. So it's this one. That is how this must move. It has to continue because it can't. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's going to go there by force, and then it can't turn, or we'd just make a circle. But now these two are definitely turns, so they're 1s and 9s. Yeah, there may be other ways. Oh, well, now, how does this get out? It can't go up here because the snake is going to bash into itself, so it's going to turn here. And once it gets to this cell, it can't turn. I mean, it can't turn for many reasons, but it's got 1 and 9 in its column, so it really can't turn, so it has to go here. This has got 1 and 9 in its column, so it's not allowed to turn, so that is how the snake starts. The snake does this. Oh, and now we can use, because every other corner is going to be the same digit, 1 or 9, we can just trace this through. So 9, 9, 1, 9 is how this works. 1, 9, there's going to be a 1 along here somewhere, which isn't there, where the snake turns. Actually, look, we can sketch in some. Maybe I should have been more diligent about keeping track of 1s and 9s because they're obviously hugely important. All of these have got to be green. These. The snake can't touch itself, so all of those are green. Oh, this is the end of the snake, so all of those are green. These are all green. Sorry, I've been completely negligent, haven't I, in terms of sketching these things in. 1. Where's 1 in this box? It's just placed. So 1 is in one of these two cells. How many 9s can we get in the grid? 9 is in one of those two. Right, so I've got... Have I got 7 of each? 1, 2, 3. I've got 6 1s. Oh, I see. Yeah, so 1 can't be there because that would have forced the snake to turn. So 1 is there. So I've got 7 1s. 2, 3, 4, and I've got 7 9s. But this could be it. The snake could turn there, probably. Oh, I know what we can do. We can just take the numbers from the... Oh, I thought that was too high, but no, that's fine. That's a 6. Okay, so that's a 6. 1, 2, 3. That's a 4. So this one is 5, because it's got to be the one we haven't had yet. Oh, and look, this is lovely. Yeah, the snake can't turn here because it's going to go up here and it's going to turn on the 1 wherever that lives. And that isn't the 1 and that isn't the 1. So that's the one where we have to do the turn. So we turn here and it fixes the 9. This is beautiful because now it has to go along here until it hits a 9. Now if it hit a 9 there and went upwards, this 5 would be wrong. It would only see 4. So it's got to do that. And therefore that's the 9. That's the 9. This is a 1 in the corner. I feel like singing for that, but it doesn't. We don't have a song for that, do we? It must keep... Oh, and it's going to carry on until it hits the 1. That's just the rules of the puzzle. So that is the snake. We've drawn the snake. And that was very, very nice indeed. Okay, so now we do thermometers, do we? Is that what we do next? Which might be easier said than done. None of the... I mean, that, for example, is completely... That doesn't put any pressure on this digit. That can be any Sudoku digit. And it will work as a thermometer. Because axiomatically it must lie between 1 and 9. Because 1 and 9 from a Sudoku perspective are prevented from being in this cell. Right. Okay, I've got something then. Okay, so I was looking at that stretch because that's the longest thermometer stretch that we've got in the puzzle. Now, how does that work? Now, the interesting thing, or I've noticed 2 things about that stretch. The first is that this digit, which is the second cell along this thermometer, is not allowed to be a 2. So where is 2 in this row? It can't be any further up the thermometer because this digit would then be between a 1 and the 2, wherever that was, and there is no such digit. So the 2 is over here. But where's 7 in this row? I've got a 7 here. Could this be 7? Well, clearly not, because then all 3 of those digits would have to be 8, and that's just nonsensical. So these 2 digits, this is going to do work. These 2 digits are 2 and 7, and now these are the other digits, but they're all in order, because it's got to be a thermometer. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 all go in. These digits are 2. No, where's 3? Where's 3 in this box is a good question. So this is a 2-4 pair. And look, this section has to increase. This is stunning. This is simply stunning. Well, it might be this one we have to look at. I'm not sure. Oh, where's 4? Sorry, it's straightforward Sudoku. Where's 4 in column 8? We can just place it. Can that be 4 on this thermo? If that was 4, this could be 5. Oh, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. This column, we haven't put all the high digits into. So there's 6, 7, and 8. But this one, again, it's a bit like this stretch. This doesn't put any pressure on the surrounding digits. 4 is in one of those 2 by Sudoku. 3 is in one of these 3 by Sudoku. And somehow we're going to have to work out where to look next. Okay, where's 2 in box 3? It can't be in its own row. It can't be here along its thermo, because again, this would have to be a 1.5, so we can place 2. Oh, nearly. 7 is a bit restricted. It's in one of 2 places. Now, this could be a 7, couldn't it? That would have to be 5 or 6. It might be this stretch that we have to look at, because that's what we've got, the 3 stretch between the 1 and the 9 here, and we've got a 3 stretch there. And I suspect that they are the most constrained parts of what we've got left to deal with. If that wasn't a 3, it couldn't be a 4 or a 5, so it would have to be 6 here, 7 here, 8 here, and that unfortunately looks like it works. No, that doesn't work. Okay, I see. Where's 3 in column 7 is a much simpler question. It can't go here because of this 3, and it can't go at the bottom, so it is on this thermometer, which can't have 2 on it, so the 3 must be there. Sorry, that's fairly obvious, isn't it, once you see it? So this digit is at least 6, because it can't be 4. Oh, it's not 6. Oh, okay, so this is 7, and this is 8, and that's actually forced just by thinking about how the thermometers work. So 5 and 6 have to be placed in the column. And that's going to be jolly important for the following reason. Come on, brain. Come up with something. That's not 7 anymore. Let's find the 7 on my keyboard. 2 has to be in one of those. So these are 2, 6, 8. But these aren't on them. Oh, that can't be 6 because of this. That's under no pressure. It can't be this stretch, can it? I don't think it can be. I mean, these digits they're from 5, 6, 7 and 8. I'm going to pencil mark them because there is a thermometer aspect. This can't be 7 and it can't be 8 because this can't be higher. So, oh, I see. So that's a 5, 6 pair for some reason. And therefore, these cells are a 7, 8 pair, which means these cells are a 5, 6 pair as well. So now I know these digits. They are 3, 4, 8. And that's definitely not 4. And that can be anything. And this is 5, 6, and this is 7, 8. Okay, so that... Oh, okay, so no, we're not quite there yet. 3 is in one of 2 places in column 6. Maybe this column? We've got 5 digits in it. 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, oh yes, that's not bad. Where's 4 in this column? That's a straightforward enough question. It can't be here, here, or here, so it's actually only got one position. And that's on the thermo. Right. So this digit is at least 5. It can't be 6. Could it be 7? Maybe. And this digit is 7 or 8 then, because it's got to be bigger than this one, and it can't be 6. So that is 7 or 8 only. And there's a 5. Oh, hang on. This one, I didn't see this. This can't be 5. So basic Sudoku tells us that's 7. That's 8. This is 2 or 6. This is 2 or 6 as well, I suppose. This box needs 2, 3 and 5 to finish it. And hopefully... Oh no, again, it's the little 3-cell thermos are not that useful. Is it something to do with this? No, it can't be that column, can it? Where do we think? Okay, let's pencil mark column 4 now. We haven't got 2, 5 and 6 placed. Actually, I don't think that's going to do it. That can't be 6. This one? Is that under any pressure? I don't think it is. All right, I'm going to try column 5 then, where I need 5, 7 and 8. Okay, that's more. That looks better, because I can see this can't be 8, because there wouldn't be a fill for this cell. That, oh look, that can't be 8 by Sudoku. So there's a 5, 7 pair. So we get to place 8. That's good. We get to place 8 in column 6. Or it's column 5. That gives me a 6 here. which makes that a 2 and that an 8, which makes that an 8 and that a 7. Which might do something. Makes this a 7. Oh, that's good. That's very good, because this being a 7 puts 7 on this thermometer stretch, which makes this 8. These digits here are from 3, 5 and 6. This one can't be 5. So it's probably that stretch is where we're going to get some joy, I would think. This can't be 5 anymore either. So there is a 5 in one of those cells. Does that help us? And there is, oh, where's 4? Where's 4 in box? Has that been available forever? Where's 4 in box? This box. Sorry if you've been shouting at me about that. I didn't see it. How many 4s have I got in the puzzle? Several. No, I think that they're still unresolved. I might be wrong about that, but this is no, this is good. So this is a 2, 6 pair. This is a 5 now, which means that's a 5. That's a 6. We've got a 3, 6 pair. No 3 in the corner here. No 3 in the corner there. And no 3s in the corner today. Few, some of you say. It might be a bittersweet symphony. Now this is a 2, so that's a 2. This is a 3, 5 pair. That's not a 2. This 3, 5 pair means that's not a 3. It means that this is 5. This is 6. Where's 8 in column 1? Can't be there. So it's got to be here. So the 8, 3, 4 go in. That places the other 4. And in this column, what do we need? 5, no, not 5, 7, 5, 3. Oh, that's doable. Oh, that's big as well. Because that's the 3, and that's on a thermometer stretch, which makes this a 2, that a 3, that a 6. Let's hope the Sudoku's working. That seems to be a... oh, no. Is that right? 6 there? That's okay, isn't it? This box. Oh no, I thought for a moment it was in complete order. It's not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nearly. Okay. So this is a 6. So that's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 2. And that's probably a something, a 7. And that's a 2 and that's a 6. Right, let's just have a quick look at these thermometer strings and check that they are all looking respectable. I think so. Let's see. Yes, that is a brilliant puzzle. I absolutely love that. Why doesn't it tell me? Doesn't it normally say when the puzzle was made? Because I thought this was an older puzzle for some reason. Actually, it is, assuming it is an older puzzle, it's something that I'd really like. You know, if you have a favourite puzzle that's years old that somehow we never solved on the channel, do let us know about it. Because there are these gems. That is a gem of a puzzle. That is an absolutely beautiful Sudoku puzzle. And I loved solving it. The rule set works so naturally. It's got really interesting ideas with the 1s and 9s. And like the idea that you have to at some point think about where the 7 can be and how the turns would work around it. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, well worth my puzzling time, at least. I hope you enjoyed watching if you're still here now. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And Lutterot, do take a bow, because that was brilliant. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.